guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. In this video, I want to do something that I don't think I've ever done before, and that is take two characters from two different TV shows and kind of come to the decision and decide which show has the better main characters. And those shows are When Calls the Heart and Heartland, and of course the two main characters being Elizabeth Thatcher and Amy Fleming. Now, of course, I've already made up my mind and made my decision on which show has the better main character, but in today's video, I want to talk about why I came to the decision that I did when it comes to which show has the better main character. However, before I continue, I need to remind you guys to please leave a like on the video if you enjoy, and of course, to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more videos like this in the future. Now, I recently started watching One Calls the Heart, and I've only watched 6 seasons, but after watching those 6 seasons, and don't worry, I of course will catch up with the show. I absolutely love the show, and I will be making more videos on When Calls the Heart in the very near future, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see those as well. But after watching 6 seasons of When Calls the Heart, I already know my decision, and I'm going to talk about why I think Elizabeth Thatcher is a better main character than Amy Fleming from Heartland. And I know that probably upsets a lot of you, but in today's video, I wanted to tell you guys and kind of discuss why I came to the decision that I did when it comes to which show has the better main character. Now, of course, if you know my channel at all, you know that I have watched all seasons of Heartland many, many times. And if you are a longtime viewer of my channel, you probably know and probably will remember in past videos, I've said that Amy is my least favorite character on Heartland. And that comes down to one thing: Amy's lack of character development. And I think after thinking about it some more and really trying to figure out why Amy's character is the worst character on Heartland, I think it has to do with the fact that Amy, from episode 1 of Heartland, we were told as the audience that this is going to be your main character, and the other cast of Heartland, the other characters, are going to be secondary characters in a sense. Now let me explain that even more. Amy is the main character of Heartland. I think we can all agree on that. And the rest of the characters like Jack, Lou, Tim, Lindy, even Ty was and is supposed to be secondary supporting characters. But it doesn't come across that way. It comes across as Amy is supposed to be the main character, but she isn't. I know more about Lou and Tim than I do about Amy. And that all has to do with how Amy is written. And the exact opposite can be said about Elizabeth Thatcher from When Calls the Heart. And I think it has to do with the fact that Amy's family are other main characters of Heartland, even though it's not supposed to be that way, but it is. So with Elizabeth Thatcher from When Calls the Heart, there's more that we know about her because the writers could use her family and her backstory to help develop her character throughout the show, more than they could with Amy from Heartland, because we already know Amy's family. We know the kind of family she comes from. We know who her family is. And while that can work to have, family be, or the family of a character be the, secondary main characters in a sense, if you're going to do that, you need to have something make the main character stand out. And if I'm honest, in Heartland, that's not the case. If you really start to think about it, what do we know about Amy that we don't know about Lou or Tim or Jack? I think it's safe to say we know the same about any of those characters as we do the other ones. But the difference is one of those characters is supposed to be the main character. But it doesn't seem that way when you're watching the show, does it? Now, when it comes to Elizabeth Thatcher, there's definitely more that I know about her than I do about other characters in those shows. And that is because she is written as the main character. In Heartland, even though Amy is supposed to be the main character, the writers of Heartland put just as much time and energy into developing the Heartland family, so characters like Lou, Jack, Lisa, Ty, and stuff like that, or people like that, just as much as they do Amy. And for a show that's supposed to have a main character, every time I'm watching Heartland, as someone who understands how writing characters is supposed to work, I always come to the same conclusion. Amy is a boring main character. There's nothing that makes her special. I know people are going to hate me for that, but guess what? That's my opinion and I'm sticking to it. So when it comes to who the best main character is in both these shows, I think it's very obvious, but in my opinion, it is Elizabeth Thatcher from When Calls the Heart. And that is simply because if you look at both those shows, one of those shows has a clear main character. The other show says they have a main character, acts like they have a main character, tells audiences that guess what? You're supposed to think of this character as the main character, but guess what? You're supposed to think the same about these other 5-6 people. And that doesn't work, in my opinion. When a writer of a TV show tells the audience that this is your main character, in my opinion anyway, that main character is supposed to have more development than the other characters on the show. And because there are so many main characters of Heartland, it doesn't feel, in my opinion, that Amy is the main character. And I know the argument's going to be, but Hannah, there's more than just Elizabeth Thatcher in When Calls the Heart. Yes, there is. But I think at the end of the day, if you were to look at all the characters in When Calls the Heart, who do we know the most about? Elizabeth Thatcher. Who do we know the most about in Heartland? Lou, Jack, Tim, Ty, and all those characters. See what I mean? So that's why I think that Elizabeth Thatcher from When Calls the Heart is the better main character. That is all I have for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.